spotlight, Hollywood frights. Tough guys gonna fight, sometime love can bite. Car chases and sucking faces, starships battles with alien races. Make you laugh out loud, make you feel real proud. Animated delights and heroes in tights. Movies so plenty you can watch all night, and all of them gonna be in the spotlight.
Hello and welcome to the Upside Down, or the Right Side Up, depending on whether or not this graphic works. I'm Kyle
Or if
Pierson.
you're standing on your head.
I should have just. I should have put some more effort into it.
See, if I stand on my head, my ass is going to be in the camera.
I know we don't want that.
Yeah, because I'm not wearing anything underneath this shirt.
Oh, good God.
Ah. And you talk about Stranger Things. Woohoo! Get a look at this ass. You were saying?
Huh?
What were you saying?
Isn't it up to you now? I threw it to you.
I'm throwing it.
You're throwing it back to me?
Welcome to In the Spotlight. My name is John. All right. Silliness aside, this is our review. We are looking at Stranger Things. Do we want to look at the whole Stranger Things from season 1 all the way through, or do we just want to talk about the final episode? Jump on the bandwagon.
I don't think we should go through the whole thing, but what did you think of the series as a whole? We don't have to go, well, from the beginning, but just so you know, like, what do you think of the progression of the show and its climax?
Okay, that sounds good. So Stranger Things, I love Stranger Things. From season 1 all the way to the end, I loved everything about it. I personally think Stranger Things is the perfect TV show. I have no complaints whatsoever, except for some of them fucking cliffhangers that make me go, shit, now I got to watch more. I can't go to bed yet. I got to see how this resolves itself.
It's almost like television writers are trying to get you to come back.
I know.
It is the damnedest thing. They could just, like, wah, wah. But no, they put something interesting at the end, and son of a bitch, you gotta come back and watch what happens.
Those motherfuckers.
All the way back to, looks like them Duke boys are in a whole heap of trouble. And then,
I know what you mean, Andy.
Turns out they weren't. They just drive right over it.
Bosco Pico train. Okay, so we're talking about Stranger Things. Let's try to pull this back together here. I don't really know that we need to go over a plot synopsis of what Stranger Things is. I don't think we need to explain what the plot line is, because Stranger Things is such a huge phenomenon that I think everybody, even if you didn't watch the show, you know something about what it's about. Right? Am I right?
About Stranger Things, not Strange Things. These are Stranger Things. That should suffice.
Exactly. The season finale was fucking, for me, it was killer. I loved the season finale. I thought I've seen a lot of people bitching about it online, about it's too long, about how they left this character out. Why didn't they do Susie Poo? Why didn't they? What happened to Vicky? Yada yada yada. I'm like, come on. They're not going to show you every single fucking character. I do wish they would have followed up with Linda Hamilton a little bit in the aftermath. That I would have liked.
I'm assuming because there's a spinoff coming, and you got Linda Hamilton, because if you take all the time Linda Hamilton's on screen, it isn't very much. No. So I'm assuming she's going to be in the spinoff.
I hope not, because I hated that bitch in this.
Well, you got to have somebody to carry it over. It's not really a spinoff. And then there's the whole thing like, are we going to see Vecna again? And I'm like, okay, because if you do, that really destroys the whole ending of this show. I mean, this storyline should be over.
Yes.
And then they're then there could be strangest things happening around the corner. But,
Or
you know,
weirder things,
yeah, weirder things or, something. But yeah,
goofier things.
I just assumed that Linda Hamilton is coming back. Um, because yeah, we're doing all this stuff. We're chasing everybody down. We got to do this thing. Oh, we're wrapping it up. Okay, never mind.
All
Goodbye.
right, fuck it.
It's like screw it. Forget all the laws you kids just broke.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're just and the fact that we really hate your guns and you guys wiped out our entire battalion almost. It's just it's
We'll let you be sheriff again,
yeah.
even though you murdered half of our crew.
Yeah, it lends its
Well, shit. Now I have a nitpick. Thanks a lot, Kyle. Ass.
I convinced you. Plus, we have to put spoiler on here now because we're giving away. I'm assuming everybody saw it.
Everyone that's
I,
watching this, yeah, they better
yeah, I
have.
don't think anyone's going to. We're convincing anybody. Should I watch Stranger Things? You've already watched it, and now you just want to know if somebody agrees with whatever your opinion is. I'm
Right.
assuming that's the thing. And if you don't agree with our opinion, you're going to give us a don't like. Well, forget our review just because you don't like opinion. And then if you do like it, you're going to give us a like.
That's right.
Hopefully. We prefer that. Something. Just let us know you're there.
I would like anything at this point.
So,
Shit, even a reach around. I mean, come on. Tell me that you're out there.
exactly. You don't have to spend a long time on it, just a little tickle. No, I came into the show late. I didn't watch it the first few seasons. Yeah, I don't think I saw it for the first few seasons. And then my father-in-law um, was watching it, and he told me how good it was. And I'm like, really? Because I was thinking it was probably going to cater more to kids. So I'm
Yeah.
like, my wife is really big into Harry Potter. I can take it or leave it. You already know how I feel about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So
God, do we?
yeah. So I was like, I don't think, um, I was like, no, it's gonna be cute. I knew there was some Ghostbusters references and a lot of 80s stuff, and I'm like, okay, because they're class of 89, we're class of 90, so I'm like, okay, it all ties in. But I didn't watch it, and I also just didn't have Netflix for a long time. And then finally, when he said he liked it, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and I did. I really liked it. It was very creative. There are a lot of things that they steal right from other shows and movies. But I think that, that's the whole nostalgic of it. It's like, okay, we're going to let you live the 80s without having lived in the 80s. So we're going to take this from this, and this from this, and this from this, but we're going to change it in a way that it's not a rip off. It's a creative new way of telling the story. So I really like that. I think had I waited 10 years to get to the finale like everyone else did, I would have been more invested in it. I didn't have that long wait. So I didn't have the years of, oh my God, what's going to happen in the next season, in the next season. Um, to me, the issue I had at all started with actually this season. And I don't know if it was like, what, because there was this gap of time, of course, that's why the kids are older and everything. But it kind of had the same issue I had with the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Because in the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, we've got Jack and he's about to fight the Kraken, and you're going into this big battle, and look, credits. And we're like, oh my God, I got to wait and find out how this big battle gets resolved. And instead of seeing that big battle, Jack's dead and the Kraken's dead. And I'm like, what? But the Jack is actually he can come back to life. He's in this weird thing, but the Kraken's already dead. Now the whole play field is different. And I'm like, well, that would have been good to see. And it wasn't like they even painted themselves into a corner. Uh, they made the movies back to back. So I'm like, well, what the hell? What? Why did you do that? This time I thought, the last season ended and the ground breaks in half, and you're like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
Jump a few years. We just kind of puttied over the grass to put everything back together. Everything's fine. And now we're going to restart the battle again. And I'm like, no, we were there. We were at that point already. Why are we jumping? Now I know why we had to jump because now the kids are 4 feet taller than they were the last time we saw them. So we have to explain that. So, if you didn't have kids in it, you probably could have started where we left off. So that I didn't like when the season started. I'm like, okay, all right, we have to build our way back to it again when we already had to build back to it a couple times before. So I'm like, all right, fine. And then we got to the very end, and I am one of the people that thought it was too long. And it wasn't, I just thought that the movie ended halfway through. And then we're sitting there resolving, everybody's stories. I was like, okay, okay. And we get to the class thing and we're throwing the hats. I'm like, credits. Oh crap, we're still not
Nope.
done. And we're still not done after that. I was like, oh my God. But again, if you're following it from all those years, you want as much of it as you can get and seeing all the different ways. I think it was a good ending that wrapped up a lot of characters, especially if they're not coming back in the spinoff. It's again, I wasn't as connected to them as everybody else. So I can see why they did what they did, and I'm not faulting them for it. I wasn't as invested. So to me, I was ready to tune off earlier, but it doesn't mean that I'm like, okay, well, it's fine. There's extra scenes, phenomenal. I'm not going to complain about it. I wasn't sitting there like, okay, okay, okay. But they could have easily made it, cut out some of the lines, especially with the episode before. There was a whole bunch of speeches in that one too.
Right.
And that one, I also had a problem with. I'm like, you guys are on a time constraint. And then we keep like, oh my God, we only got 5 minutes. Well, let me tell you a story. Like, we don't have time for a story. And then it kept happening. And I think because one of the issues people were having was the coming out moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people had an issue with the coming out moment because it was a coming out. That didn't bother me at all. In fact, and I was talking to my wife about it. The only thing I thought I had an issue with it at first was timing again. I'm like, seriously, of all the time you could have stopped and said this, you're going to do it right now when you
Right.
guys are racing to do this. But then my wife was saying, well, like, no, we got to prove the fact that, he's been afraid of something all this time, and that's why he's been susceptible. And once he gets that off his back, that he's able to, be able to fight. And I was like, okay, you sold me. And that's all it took to sell me on the scene. I'm like, okay, we're fine. Then I would have taken out one of the other speeches earlier on. So somewhere along the line, a speech had to go because we're in too fast of a momentum to stop and say, okay, well, here's how I feel about you. Here's how, oh my Lord. So, and again, for people who are huge fans of the show, that's probably what you've been waiting for the whole time. So don't
Exactly.
listen to me. Enjoy your show the way it is. Boom. Again, if I were doing it, I would have taken it out, but leaving it in, it didn't hurt me any. I'm just like, okay, you got me for a few extra minutes. Let's go. Let's go.
Right.
So
See, for
so it
for
might
me,
sound like I don't like it, but I did like it.
for me, the extra scenes, like at the end and the extra speeches and everything, on one hand, I'm thinking the same way that you are because I do this through all kinds of shit, not just Stranger Things, but all kinds of movies and TV shows where it's like, shut the fuck up and hurry up and get to what you're trying to do. You're running out of time. We
Yeah,
don't have time for this conversation.
exactly.
Or
Yeah,
they're trying
and
to
too many
save
movies do.
people who are buried under a building. We don't have time for your drama. They have problems. Yeah, same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm
But
like, if I'm in that situation and somebody says, "Oh, I need to tell you something," I'm like, "Well, tell me after we save these people." I'm sure it can wait until after we save these people.
Yeah,
I
in
mean, because
this,
my wife and I was talking about that. I'm like, see, like where that worked was Die Hard. I think of Die Hard because Die Hard has the scene where he's on the phone or on the walkie-talkie with the cop, and he says, tell my wife I love her, and da 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 da. Because nothing is happening at that moment, and there's nothing he can do. He's kind of trapped in a space, so it's a good opportunity to have that speech. It's when you're really in a hurry. If he was running down, shooting down, boom, 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 boom. By the way, so I think Die Hard was one of them that mastered the ability to do that. Or Terminator, where they're having the discussion about, the exposition, but they're also in a car chase at the same time. So they're explaining what they need to explain, but they're getting it done at the same time. I'm like,
right.
okay, that I can understand. But yeah, when you're in a hurry and you stop the works and everyone's waiting on you, I, I know you probably should have said what you needed to say before. I'm like, oh, in case we don't survive this, but you
Right.
ain't gonna survive it if you don't get on your ass.
Fucking move.
So, so yeah,
The-
nothing against Stranger Things itself. It's always the concept of we always have to have these. And this one just seemed like it had several of those moments.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that was the only thing that really bothered. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna just stop again. And I think the fact that they had the coming out one at the end of those, I was like, oh crap. It's like, so it's got more against it than it normally would if it had been one of the first ones.
Right.
But as far,
Yeah,
but
most of the time that bothers me when they do that shit. But in this, I had like a little blink of an eye where I was like, oh, and then I was like, no, I care. I am invested in these characters. I care about what they want to, what they're going to say. I want to hear it. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't
no, that's
detract from me like it normally does because I am so invested in it. And
yeah.
yeah, waiting the time from last season to this one, I don't know how many years it took for them to get their shit together and come back and get it filmed. Oh my God, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I
I
was dying.
That's another show that I was trying to get in as an extra. It was supposed to be coming to my area. And then when everything, kept happening and delays kept happening, it didn't transpire. And I was like, oh, because, it was already a hit. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not, oh my God, I'm going to be in something else no one's going to see. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in something that everyone's going to see. So, of course, I wasn't in it.
Of course.
So, of course, it's just how it works out. But yeah, so yeah, no, I thought it was a good ending. Have you seen it from the beginning
Yes.
10 years ago?
Yep. And I'm doing it again.
Are you?
My wife, since day one, wanted nothing to do with this. I told her how good it was. No, it's got kids in it. It's a coming of age show. I want nothing to do with it. And I could not for the life of me get her. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'll binge watch it when you're at work and I'm off, or I'll do it at work or whatever. New Year's Eve at 12:02, I'm turning on Netflix and she is sleeping, wakes up about 10 minutes into it and says, how long is this? I said, 2 hours. She says, oh, you can't stay up that long. Go to bed. You're going to, no, I am finishing this fucking thing tonight. And she couldn't fall back asleep, so she was paying
You don't want the
attention.
spoilers. You have to watch it now.
Yeah, she's paying attention now. And as a result of her paying attention to the season finale, I am now starting season one all over again with her. Now she fucking wants to watch a goddamn thing.
She's stubborn. I'm going to tell you this. She's stubborn. Between this and the Anaconda thing, I just
See,
don't get.
I don't know. I don't know what to do about her sometimes. What was your favorite character in the whole series?
A good one. Um, I think my overall and now this is going to show how I can't remember. What's his name? See, now all of a sudden I can't remember his name. The kid with the hat.
Dustin?
Uh, Dustin, yes. Love
Oh,
Dustin.
really?
Yeah, he's funny. He's just a funny kid.
Yeah.
I think his last season that he didn't have that quality. He was
No,
always
he was.
the funny one, and then they got serious. And I really like Nancy at the end. I'm like, oh man, she's kicking ass
Oh, hell yeah.
in this.
You mean
And the
Rambo?
mom. I was like, we got Nancy Wheeler, we got the mom. We're like, damn, look at this.
Mhm.
It's like
Hell yeah.
all of a sudden we shifted off from the boys, and the girls are kicking ass now. So I was like, all right, I like this. But yeah, overall, I really liked Dustin a lot. I thought he was funny. So I'm always the guy that likes the comedy. The
Right.
yeah, that's me.
I loved Steve.
Steve,
Steve the
really? Yeah,
Hare Harrington. I loved him. Him and Eddie were my two favorites, even though
really?
Eddie was one season.
Yeah. Eddie was one of those where he started off, and I'm like, oh my God, we always have to throw in one of these characters. But
Yeah.
they did a really good job of making you really like who he was and give him an arc before he was gone. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, and I give shows credit that can do that
Oh
because
yeah.
some shows, Lost did that a lot where you weren't sure who it was you're supposed to like, and then you love the person you hated and you hate the people you used to love. And
Mhm.
so I really give this show credit for that. Um, and it was challenging. I mean, these kids are growing way too fast. On more than one
Yeah.
occasion, I was telling my wife, I'm like, especially this past season, I'm like, the dialogue is still for little kids in scenes. And I'm like, but yet they're seniors. I don't think they would still be saying the same things they're saying now.
Right.
Um, I will say this: I am sure that Dungeons and Dragons probably is going through the roof on sales with people wanting to play it. But watching that
Mhm.
made me less interested than ever.
Really?
Yeah, because I never played it when I was a kid. I had electronic Dungeons and Dragons, which is nothing like what they were doing. You had these little walls you push up and you hit a button and it told you if you were in the
I
right
remember
spot.
that. I had that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had that.
yeah. And it was okay. I played it, a few times,
Yeah.
but I never played the real one. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I, how is this actually a game? Or are you just making it up as you go? Or what is
Pretty
what
much.
is happening? And I my sister-in-law plays games like that. And then I remember we were driving somewhere far and she was in the back and she had all these pages and it was all these numbers. I'm like, what is all this? And she says calculations for this game she plays. And I'm like,
Oh God.
this is work. It's like if I'm putting this much effort into something, I want to get paid for it. I was like, but some people get so invested
Oh God, they
and
do.
it's like one of those things where like, okay, if you can figure out how to do it, um, I just, to me, give me Pac-Man, give me pinball. I don't want to have to think that hard. We play some board games online. We use Zoom, and then she sets up a board on her end, and we set up a board on our end, and we play it. And even some of these games, there's these rooms that you get unveiled as you go through, and there's all these different things. And I'm like, and we're always playing them until like 2 o'clock at night. And I'm like, it's so hard for me to follow. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. So I always try to slide back to Ticket to Ride or something like, okay, I can understand this game. These other ones, for the most part, they're just telling me what to do, and I'm like, sure, do that.
Yeah. I
But
played Dungeons and Dragons when I was growing up with
did you
my
really?
mom and dad. Oh yeah, we loved it. My mom and
Really?
dad were and me, we used to play all the time. Um, and just got out of it. Not because we wanted to, but because I think my mom got sick and we
Oh,
couldn't. We never really got back into it after that, me and my dad and two brothers. Um, but yeah, Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons, that yeah, there's all kinds of D&D stuff now. There's adventures, Stranger Things, and manuals that have Stranger Things on it. It's just Dungeons and Dragons has to be really happy with the success of this show.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. I mean, there is so many things from the '80s. Well, frick that Kate Bush song. You
Yeah,
know, I don't even remember that song from the
me
'80s.
neither.
And all of a sudden, it's a huge hit again, and we're
Mhm.
well, okay, good for them. And
Yeah,
I think because after they had the Ghostbusters answer the call, financially it was actually somewhat successful, but all the blowback from that. I think the fact that the Stranger Things dressed up like the Ghostbusters, and then they bring somebody from the cast and throw them in the damn movie
yeah.
helped the new Ghostbusters survive. Because
I
I'm
wouldn't be
pretty,
surprised.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure that somebody was thinking. They're like, okay, how are we gonna refresh this in a way like, okay, well, let's bring back the old characters. Let's do a salute to the one, and make sure you get one of the Stranger Things guys in the costume because we already know that that's a success. And boom, all of a sudden, no issues with Ghostbusters coming back.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, I liked. Yeah, it was nostalgic. Like I said, a lot of things that we had seen in other elements, but brought together. So yeah, I think it was really well done. Anything that captures the minds of so many people, it's just good to have appointment television again, because there's not enough things where so many people are talking about the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And we were going to go to the theater, because my wife was really into it, and we're like, okay, let's go to the theater. Sold out. Every single show in town
Really?
sold out, and we have a
Wow.
lot of theaters here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we were gonna pay to see it, and it was sold out. So we're like, well, the good news is it's on the exact same time on TV, so we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But
But did
but
they
yeah,
have a
no,
popcorn tin for Stranger Things that you missed out on?
not that I'm aware of, which seems bizarre. Why wouldn't you?
They they probably do. It's Eleven's shaved head. You peel back the head, and there's your popcorn.
I thought that's what they should do for the Hannibal. I thought they should re-release Hannibal and do that because they had that whole thing where they're taking his brain and cooking it. I was like, that would be a great popcorn top for
Yes.
Hannibal. So,
Huh.
but yeah, or yeah, or take a popcorn tub and just turn it upside down and put the top on the bottom and the bottom on the top so it's different shape. I mean, they could have done something as simple as that. The
Yeah.
upside
And it
down
would have
popcorn tub.
sold.
Yeah, and then put the little crawly things around it. The snaky, viney, whatever the hell. I'm sure there's a name for it that I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like everywhere
So
you turn now, though, it's like on Facebook. There's Facebook and YouTube. Ow! Yo, fucking Demogorgon.
good kitty. That's a good kitty.
Son of a bitch. That's my leg. It's great because you see all these videos now, behind the scenes and at the premiere. You go through Facebook and you see all these people talking about it, good or bad. I mean, like I said, a lot of people are talking good, but a lot of people are nitpicking it and bitching about it. But I mean, it's
That's
brought us all
the,
together.
that's the thing. I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah,
So, it's I mean, that's the thing. Any of these, even Lord of the Rings, I give it credit for what it did. I mean, so many people, came together and got excited, and I like that. I don't, I don't want to piss on somebody else's parade either. When people talk bad about something I liked, I'm like, well, fine, whatever. It's the people that are like, oh my God, that sucked. And I'm like, well, maybe you just looked at it the wrong way. So, so, um, but yeah, I like what it did. I think it was very good. It got, anything that gets kids interested in the 80s.
Exactly.
If we could go back to the 80s, oh
Oh
my
God.
God,
I would have a perpetual hard on.
I would be. I miss the 80s so much.
Yeah, me too.
It was a
Everything
better
was so much
time.
better. Now,
Oh
was
my.
everything so much better, or was it just because we were younger and didn't have responsibility like we
I
do
think
now?
maybe, well, I think that's part of it. I think we didn't realize what all was going on.
Mm.
Because, even political wise, I liked Reagan, but he talked about Star Wars. And I'm like, oh, I guess he's a good guy. I like it. He was an actor. That's all I knew about Reagan. And then you find out, okay, well, there's the whole Iran Contra thing. You're like, okay, all right, and then you see some other things. You're like, all right, well, maybe if I was paying attention, I wouldn't have liked everything he did. Like, well, but I wasn't paying attention. And now that I am paying attention, I wish I wasn't paying attention because I'm like, good God,
Exactly.
this is this this seems like the worst time in
To pay
in
attention.
politics. Yeah, as long as I've been alive, this seems like the worst time. I
Mhm.
was like, okay, take me back to when I was stupid
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I didn't know. So either everything was great or we were just too naive about it. Either
Exactly.
way, I enjoyed it a lot more.
I second that. If I could go back to the 80s, like I said, it would be everything was so much better in the 80s. The movies, the music, the big hair,
Yeah,
uh, everything. I mean,
yeah,
God, just the lack of PC and the shit we could get away with without anyone crying about it or being offended for fuck's sake.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, when you tell me you can't make a Revenge of the Nerds remake the way it was made in the 80s because people are going to cry and get upset, fuck
The
that.
thing, see, here's the thing. I honestly don't think that things are that different. I personally think people think, or so many people say you can't, so we think we can't, but it's every time somebody does, nobody, they get away with it. Ricky Gervais says shit that other people, you're like, oh my God, how do you get away with that?
Keep
Oh,
going. I got to kick the cat. Get
okay.
away from the power cord.
Come here, kitty. Um,
Cat's trying
but
to pull a fucking Christmas vacation under the fucking Christmas tree.
but have you ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, I actually have not. I've heard it's good.
Oh my God. They do everything. And it is the number one that in South Park and
Oh
Family
God,
Guy,
South Park.
and there's all these shows that to me I'm like, okay, every time somebody says you can't anymore, I point to these shows. I'm like, yes, you can. It's like
Yeah.
you still can. And I don't want to say like I'm not going to say something that because I think part of the thing is back then we said we could get away with it. We could say whatever we wanted, nobody get offended. I think people got offended. They were just afraid to say that they were offended by something because then they would get bullied more. Over time, they're like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to say I'm going to talk back. That offends me. Oh, okay. Are you really offended? Okay, well then I will say that. Now it does no, like all right, good to know. Moving on to something else. But I think for the most part, when people in comedy are telling jokes, they'll still tell jokes in a way like, okay, this would be proved offensive, so I'm going to tell it in a funny way, just like they did then.
Oh
I think
God,
you could
Jimmy
still
Carr.
I think you could still do Revenge of the Nerds today, and it would still be. Actually, Revenge of the Nerds is one of the things I was thinking about because people are like, well, there weren't, everything's woke now. You got to have, there's got to be African American in here, and you got to have a gay person here, and you got to have a whatever. Revenge of the Nerds
Yeah,
was in the 80s. Guess what? There was a gay black guy in it. Like,
exactly.
and I was like, okay, nobody said anything about it being woke then. So they're like, okay. So why all of a sudden now are people saying that that type of thing is? I'm like, I don't get, I think people came up with a word and said, we're going to use this to try to make all the people that are understanding and accepting look like assholes. So the people who aren't, the ones that really are racist can now have a word to throw back at them. You're going to call me racist. Well, I'm going to call you woke. Okay. Fuck it. I'm woke. I don't give a shit. I have no problem with anybody.
Right.
But I've always said the only intolerance I have is for intolerant people.
Are you
How's that?
intolerant against intolerant people?
I'm intolerant against intolerance.
So does that make you are you intolerant about yourself? I'm confused, Kyle.
I'm. Oh, that's true. Oh, now you've got me confused. Don't start putting actual thought processes in here. Oh no.
Stranger Things. God, I love that show.
Holy crap, Ola.
Wow.
Wow, we're all over the place.
Yeah. I do want to say one thing. When you mentioned John Leguizamo, how he's always bitchy. Hey, hey, hey. Is that not how you pronounce it? How do you pronounce his name?
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
Louisiamo.
Well, we're never going to interview him, so fuck it.
Right.
Well, you're the
He
intro.
was here in town not too long ago.
You're doing the intro.
Okay.
I would just call him John.
John, meet John.
There you go. Interesting though, I remember when they did the Super Mario movie,
Mm-hmm. Oh
the
yeah,
animated one.
he had a
How
fit.
Oh yeah, because the original one was so innovative by casting a Hispanic Latino as an Italian plumber. And then
that
he's turning
that
around saying, "Why aren't there more roles for us?" Well, wait a minute.
I agree with you on that one. I thought that was a little weird. I'm like, okay, because I almost had to stop and think for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, this is Mario, right? And Luigi?
Luigi?
I I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was a bit hypocritical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's right. Because Chris Pratt. Well, that was another thing. That was for the new movie, The Bad Guys 2. He the shark or whatever the thing is, he puts on a mustache and he's going to be Italian or French. He goes, "I'm going to do this with respectfully," and then he goes into this accent, and you're like, "See, you can still do it as long as you reference, the fact that
Right.
you can still joke about it if you do it like I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing."
What we just need is to be able to do the same kind of shit that we used to do. And if it's not something that you like, it's like everyone keeps saying, just don't watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
people have a
not going to
different.
watch a soap opera because I don't like that.
Yeah,
So
it's that
don't
that's
tell and celebrities apologizing for shit they said 20 years ago.
yeah,
That's got to stop.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, things have changed. You
Mm.
know, I'm sure I've said stuff that I'm like, "Oof." I wish I
I
hadn't
don't
said
think
that.
so.
Oh, I'm sure I have. Everybody has. There's nobody out there that hasn't in some period has said something that, 30 years later you're like, I said that. Oh shit. That was, the problem we're doing now is we're recording it and we're putting it on the internet what we're saying now because 30 years from now we're going to be like, oh,
Oh shit, did I really say
oh,
that?
oh shit, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that.
Do you
So,
remember in high school, speaking of 30 years ago, saying shit that we shouldn't have said? I don't even remember what I did to deserve it. I know I did something to deserve it, but do you remember? I think her name was Monica. ended up slapping me in class because of something I said. Do you remember that?
I don't remember a Monica.
Monica, God, the only thing, God,
Lewinsky is the
she,
only name that comes to mind.
yeah, I know, same here. What the hell was her name? She had like shorter hair, like to here, and I think she had glasses.
God knows what you would have said.
Well, shit, you don't even remember who it was.
No. And I feel bad if it's somebody I should remember.
I have to break out the old yearbook and look her up.
Mm.
'Cause I know I'd recognize her.
I'm sure you had it coming.
I'm sure I did too.
I'm sure I've said things I should have got slapped for. Because you're also at a period of time where you're like, okay, you want to be funny, you want to, there's a fine line between being funny and being flirty and being annoying and being an asshole and being, you're like, okay, what
That's
can
the
I
one.
say that they're gonna like? And like, or what are they gonna say that they're like, that's terrible. And when you're in high school, you don't know, plus you're watching God knows what, comedians and which, movies, and you're like, okay, is this what I say? In the movie, they laughed. Hey, I'm going to say that. Nope, that didn't work. So
Asshole.
people,
That's the one that I was accused of. Asshole.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that was from a guy.
Hey.
It was.
Oh yeah, it was. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't even remember talking to him very much.
You must have said something. We were this close to having a viewer, and she pissed him off before they came on to see me, and then you were there, and they're like, oh,
Oh, that asshole.
son of a bitch. So we lost him right off the bat. Oh, actually, whether or not we're airing all this, you cut this out. We need to cut back in. I've got some updates from our last episode, one of
Oh,
which is from one of our viewers, and we dropped the ball.
did we?
We shouldn't have dropped the ball. Yes, we were talking about films that Christopher Lloyd was in, and there was a major one that you and I missed that we reviewed on this show back in the day. The Dream
Wait.
Team.
Well, Dream Team. That's
Michael
right.
Keaton. That was a great Christopher Lloyd movie.
Who else
He
was in
was
that? Stephen First
Stephen First,
and that
Peter
old guy.
Boyle.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
God
The four
damn.
guys. They're out on a field trip from a mental hospital or something, and then the person that their tour guide or whatever gets abducted or something, and now they're on their own in this town, and they're trying to find their way back. And the one guy only talks in baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
So that was good one. Two other updates. Um, First of all, you asked me why we were doing the chicken thing. You said this is supposed to get us more viewers, right? And I said we'll find out. Well, we did. We didn't.
Really?
Probably our lowest rated. I think only like 10 people viewed it, and a few of
Oh.
those were me because I was trying to work on the new podcast feed. And so the video kept playing while I was doing it. And I was
No.
like, so yeah, so that didn't work.
No, man.
Yeah, so I was hoping that would work. It didn't work. The other update is the fact that, and this is where I should have been filming. At the very end of the episode, we both sampled what was supposed to be the hottest sauce, the hot sauce, and it didn't do anything to me, and it burned his. I mean, his face was tingling, his lips were tingling. So we went back and took even more to see if it was a fluke. Still hit them hard and still didn't bother me at all. We checked to make sure that they were had the same expiration date. They did. So we wrap it up. I go downstairs. I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, "Well, this one was super hot. The one before that, this one tastes like crap. This one it wasn't too bad." And I said, "This one did nothing to me." I'm like, in fact, like, would you try this? Because I don't think I think this is a bad batch. And I was so certain it was a bad batch that I suggested that to my wife, who said, "Okay, I'll
Oh
try it." So
no.
she put,
God,
and I wish I had filmed it.
you didn't.
She puts it on there, takes a bite, and immediately like, I give her some water. She's like drinking water. Like, oh my, she's like, give me milk. She hates milk,
Oh
hates
God.
it, but she knows that's what gets rid of it. So I pour her the milk, give her a glass of milk, probably not a full glass, but about half to three quarters. Go, 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 go. Drinks the whole thing. Then wants me to give her ice cream. So I'm scooping her ice cream. She's scooping the it's out of the carton before I can even get it in the bowl. She's sitting there putting it in her mouth. She is burned. She's like, "Why did you do this to me?" And I'm like, I was so sure that it was a bad bottle because you were so burning up and it was didn't affect me. I'm like, it can't be that it didn't affect me because the blue one, the one just before it did. I mean, on the video, I could barely talk. I'm like, like I'm in
Mhm.
tears. And turns out, no, that one for some reason did not bother me. But yeah, it was a fully potent bottle because my wife couldn't stand it. And I was like, man, I should have taped it. She probably would never let me air it, but
Probably not.
I felt very bad and it was somewhat comical at the
But
same time because I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it really hit her hard. Um, spontaneous combustion. If you're looking for a super ass hot sauce, apparently that's it. But yeah, didn't phase me. So
way to go. How long were you sleeping on the couch after that?
nah. Well, I right after that I got sick. I was sick for 5 days. I was sick for the next 5 days. I was fine the next day. The day after that, I got sick again. And I'm like, oh my God. And even last night, I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this show or not. I'm like, man, what is going on?
Holy shit.
So this entire holiday, I was sick all but like 2 days. So that sucked. So
Wow.
that is the updates on our previous episode.
Well, those are good updates. I
So
wish you could
coming
have seen
up in the weeks ahead, we have favorite winter movies that aren't Christmas.
right.
They don't take place at Christmas. They're just good old fashioned. What did you say? Have a cup of cocoa and sit by the. How did you pitch that to me?
Well, I said either a movie that really brings out the chill in the winter chill in you, that you feel the chill, or a movie based in winter that just makes you want to cuddle up on the couch with your loved one in front of the fireplace with a blanket over you and a hot cup of hot cocoa, just nice and cozy.
I have never.
You know,
I've never done that ever.
like a John Denver Christmas, winter.
Well, that's bizarre given that I know one of the movies you've picked because that doesn't fit the bill. But okay, like a nice John. All right, and then
No, I.
uh,
It's not the thing. We can't do the thing.
okay. Oh, I thought you were doing the thing.
No,
Okay,
no.
because I was
We
gonna say
talked about
I
the thing
too much.
too much.
Okay, so the thing is out, and then we're also going to do an episode on our favorite soundtracks, motion picture soundtracks. So
I know what your two are. I
do
know
you?
you. And I'm making a wager.
I bet you don't. Well, it depends. Are we talking? Well, hopefully, now we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah, let's
Because there's two ways we could have gone with it.
right.
There is scores,
Which is strictly instrumental.
yeah, and soundtracks.
which is songs.
Yes, and I'm going songs. So I figure we can do scores in the future, but
Yeah.
we're doing soundtracks now.
Yep.
Okay. Then
That's my
we'll.
plan. And I know
All
what
right.
you got.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
I
All right.
don't know how many we're doing, but I know 2.
I've got 3 ready. I've got 3 just in case, because you said just in case we need an extra one, because there's not a lot we can talk about. So we say that this episode has gone 1 hour.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Unless we cut out all that other stuff, which we might have to cut it out just because nobody's.
Yeah.
That's a whole other episode. We got a little carried away.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so,
I'm telling you,
4.
when we
What?
do, I'm telling you, when I'm going to cut out the middle part, and when we get a Patreon page and people start paying money to join our Patreon page, that'll be bonus content for members only.
That's never going to happen. No one's ever going to pay to see this.
Kyle, high hopes.
By the way, your new setup shakes like crazy.
Yeah, because I'm not on
I
a
have the
stable
same.
service.
I have the same problem when I come in this room. So I got my legs so tight together, so I don't keep hitting this damn table because I kept having that issue too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're for John Horton. I'm Kyle Pierson, and this has been In the Spotlight.
Oh.
Movies so plenty you can watch all night, and all of them gonna be